History Punch. This week's episode about Richard the Lionheart, hostage of Austria. Richard the Lionheart, Coeur de Lion, Richard Lionheart, leader of the Third Crusade, famed medieval knight, military engineer, a general who led victories over the legendary Saladin and threatened to take Jerusalem for the Christians. Hero of Europe, celebrated across the Christian world. So why does he find himself imprisoned here at the castle of Dürnstein in the Wachau Valley? Who has taken him hostage and why? History Punch. History Punch. Facts, facts, facts. Richard, King of England, has agreed to go on the Third Crusade to the Holy Lands, but only if King Philip II of France goes at the same time. The two kings are bitter rivals. Both fear that the other will threaten their lands and territories. The House of Plantagenet that Richard belongs to owns much of what today is modern France, as well as England. Nevertheless, they set sail together in 1190 to the Holy Land, but they take with them their rivalries and their suspicions. Richard sails to Sicily and conquers it. Flushed with victory, he breaks off his betrothal with Philip's half-sister so he can marry the daughter of a Spanish king instead. He then sails past Cyprus. His fleet gets shipwrecked and his treasure, fiancé and sister are captured by the island's ruler. In revenge, he conquers the whole of Cyprus, rescues his fiancée and marries her. Also at the time, there are two rivals for the title of King of Jerusalem. Guy Lusignan, supported by Richard, Conrad of Montferrat, supported by Philip, Leopold of Austria, and the Holy Roman Emperor Henry VI. Regardless of the rising tensions, Richard joins Philip and the other crusading forces at the siege of Acre. They take the city. Conrad mounts on the fortress walls the flags of England, France and Jerusalem, but also the flag of Duke Leopold. Angered that the flag of someone of lower status than the king stands there next to his, Richard orders that Leopold's flag be ripped down and thrown into the moat. Furious, Leopold immediately leaves for home and to complain to the Holy Roman Emperor. Soon afterwards, Conrad becomes King of Jerusalem and then is assassinated, and many people, including Leopold and the Holy Roman Emperor, believe Richard is behind it. Richard wins further victories against Saladin before agreeing a peace deal. He also then leaves for home, but is blocked from France's ports by Philip. Instead, he tries a route through the Adriatic and a dangerous land journey through Central Europe. In December 1192, he enters the territory of the Duke of Austria, but disguised so as not to be discovered by Leopold. But Richard is recognized or betrayed and is captured at Erberg, just outside medieval Vienna. And Leopold has him imprisoned, as legend would have it, at the castle at Dürnstein. Pope Celestine III excommunicates Leopold for imprisoning a fellow crusader. In those days, being the Pope was a political position of massive power. The Pope was believed to be God's representative on earth, and if he excommunicated you, it meant you weren't going to heaven. Nevertheless, Leopold holds on to Richard and demands a massive ransom be paid. Leopold's boss, the Holy Roman Emperor Henry VI, then takes charge of the hostage Richard and demands for them both the ransom. The Pope excommunicates Henry as well. In the end, a ransom of 35,000 kilograms of silver was paid to release King Richard by his families and territories. A huge amount of money at the time, 2 to 3 times as much as Richard would have earned from the crown of England. Leopold's share financed the building of the new city walls for Vienna, including filling in the old moat which became the famous street, the Graben. He also founded the town of Wiener Neustadt and also fortified Freiburg in Styria and the Heimburg on the Danube. After Richard's release, he made his way home. But while he'd been in captivity, Philip had invaded Normandy, the ancestral home of Richard's family. So England and France went to war. But that, my friends, is another story. If you like this video, click subscribe and we'll see you again next time. Thanks a lot.